Two former insiders blasting the president and the White House over their handling of the military. Boy, they did not mince words. Leon Panetta and Robert Gates leveling serious charges accusing the president and his staff of meddling in military matters, going to great lengths to control every aspect, right down to operational details. I want to bring in Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters, Fox News strategic analyst. Sir, good morning to you.
Good morning, Bill.
It's not the first time they've been critical, but this is what Gates said over the weekend. On this very matter.
I told the commanders, you get a call from the White House, you tell them to go to hell and call me. I think when a president wants highly centralized control in the White House at the degree of micromanagement that I'm describing, that's not bureaucratic, that's political.
Wow, he was speaking at the Reagan Library there in Simi Valley, California. What do you think of that, Colonel?
Well, I think he's angry. Leon Panetta's angry. Even the Joint Chiefs of Staff, who've been handpicked for their pliability, are starting to show some background. Everyone is appalled at the incompetence, the willful incompetence of this White House. Bill, consider that we've got a president so arrogant, an administration so arrogant, they think they know how to run military tactical affairs, not just strategic, but tactical affairs, better than military professionals. We have a president who appears to care more about closing Guantanamo than shutting down Islamic State militants, who's readier to slash our military than to slash Islamic State apart. We are in a horrible state of affairs, and that is manifested by the outrage you're hearing from people who don't want to speak out. Oh, Panetta and Gates, they don't want to attack the president, but they feel it is their patriotic duty. They're compelled to do this now.
He says during the Bush administration, once the decision was made, there was, quote, no micromanagement. And he was reflecting on his time serving in Vietnam during the Lyndon Johnson era, who he says LBJ personally chose to oversee every aspect of that war. But he was in Kabul, Gates was, and he saw a telephone, apparently. This is according to what he said the other night. A direct line to someone inside the National Security Council, and he had the phone ripped out. Now, militarily or politically speaking, why would you have a telephone installed that way with a direct line to Kabul?
Well, because this administration is obsessed with controlling everything for domestic political purposes. Look, there is a chain of command for a very good reason. And you don't jump the chain of command, you don't subvert the chain of command. Now, let me be clear. The military doesn't get the final say on strategic policy. The president is responsible for the strategic direction. But when it comes to actually the nitty-gritty of fighting wars, of destroying an enemy, you got to let the people who know how to do it do it. But our problems, I mean, it goes even beyond the administration, because for so long now, we've had lawyers approving targets, lawyers deployed with battalions. You know, I look at ISIS beheading videos, these beheading videos, they cut the throats and decapitate their hostages. Our president just wants to leave our captives from Guantanamo go. And by the way, you want to win this, I'll tell you how you win it. You get the lawyers out of it, you get the politicians out of it, you tell our military, destroy Islamic State, and what happens in Iraq and Syria stays in Iraq and Syria.
One more point on this. You know, Panetta and Gates, they're on the outside now. But sometimes in Washington, you communicate publicly in order to transmit a message internally. Do you think that's what this is about? And if so, do you believe that they and their opinion would have an impact on the commander-in-chief?
Last question first. Will it have an impact on the commander-in-chief? No. No, it won't. Obama doesn't listen to anybody except
so no change in behavior, no change in management style, decision making.
There may be some change in rhetoric, but make no mistake, the difference between Team Obama on one hand and Gates and Panetta, former secretaries of defense, former directors of Central Intelligence on the other, is that Gates and Panetta are authentic patriots.
Thank you, Colonel. Ralph Peters in Washington. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.